hotly anticipated main event with a great undercard as well. I've just seen Paulie Malinardi in the house. What's up, Paulie? Don't worry, this is not your press comments yet. Don't worry. You'll be up after. I'm sure you're not shy, are you? You want to come? Do you want to be in this sponsorship announcement as well? I'm sure we can get you branded up as well. Good man. British boxing is absolutely flying at the moment, and we're lucky enough to be here today to announce a groundbreaking deal, really, with sports retailing giant JD Sports, who will be announcing as the official retailer of Matchroom Boxing. Luckily, JD haven't just popped up and said, like many brands at the moment that we're pleased to welcome, of course, oh, boxing's hot, we want to jump on board. They've built with us from the foundations 3-4 years ago, backing our events and backing our fighters. And what you're going to see over the next 12 months particularly is JD investing more in boxing across their social media channels, backing Matchroom fighters as well, making sure that their profiles continue to raise. You're going to see all these guys in the stores as well, store windows and store appearances. It's great news for fighters, it's great news for boxing that such a business is involved in coming into the sport and investing even more money. They're going to be backing a number of fighters and already do so, and a number of massive events. Of course, official partner for Haye Bellew at the weekend, official partner for Joshua Klitschko, 90,000 at Wembley on April the 29th, already sponsor Tony Bellew, Scott Quigg, Anthony Crolla. And that sponsorship is going to grow across a number of our fighters over the next few years. 4 of which are sitting up here today, and 3 of which is their first press conference as professionals, just recently announced as joining the Matchroom boxing team. And what a great bunch of characters, what a great bunch of fighters. As far as I'm concerned, I'm blessed to represent these individuals and blessed that they've got an opportunity to showcase their skills on Sky Sports, the #1 sports broadcaster in the world. And real characters, real personalities, of course. You saw them in the Olympics, Lawrence Okoli, Josh Kelly, Joe Cordina, and of course Katie Taylor, who's used to this all now. This is many press conferences as a professional, and of course her 3rd contest on Saturday night. I'm going to pass over to Steve White to say a few words from JD, and then we're going to speak to the fighters individually. Steve.
Hello everybody. We're delighted to further this relationship with Matchroom. You know, I think what Eddie's delivered and the Matchroom team over the last 5 years has started to explode it as a sport. It's showtime in the truest sense of the word, as you've just heard, and we're delighted to be part of that. We're also delighted that we're part of the foundations of what Matchroom are building for the future. So while we enjoy the exposure of the global audiences that Eddie's now delivering to us and the said fighters, you know, these guys, as Eddie says, to the left and the right, are the future of boxing as well. And you know, we're about youth culture, in being in contact to the street. You know, I was up at the Hull fight last weekend, and it's great that we're still operating in communities as well. So from sell-out arenas from 90,000 down to a leisure centre type fights is really, really key for us as a retailer. We still are strong in those communities, so we absolutely applaud what Eddie's doing, that we've seen in the tours and the workouts of the last few days. And also, you know, the humour that's in it, the banter, the atmosphere, we want to be part of that. We've always been a confident retailer. We're proud to be in and around our communities and streets, so we're delighted that we're extending this partnership. And it gives us unrivaled content for social media channels. We're starting our own boxing show off that we're going to deliver through YouTube. It'll be a bit of fun, it'll be serious, but it'll engage with the community. So we're delighted to be growing that audience for this sport and pushing it forward.
Thank you very much, Steve. Just to hear from now some of your sponsored athletes, we start with a young man who has got plenty about him, plenty of personality. He told me when I was talking to him that he's got too much sauce. And I said to him, what's too much sauce? What's sauce? He says, you know, when you walk out and the crowd are cheering your name and there's 90,000 at Wembley, he said, just as you step up on that stage, he said, that moment right there, that's the sauce. And since then, we've been using it together. And as far as I'm concerned, this is the sauciest table of young fighters I've ever seen. So Lawrence Okoli, welcome.
Thank you.
Debut coming up, looks like the 25th of Manchester for you on the Anthony Crolla card. Very excited and ready to let that sauce out.
100%. I mean, day in, day out, I'm training 3-4 times a day, get myself in the best shape, and I'm just ready to put my training into fighting out, because, as I said, it's not just about going in there and knocking someone out, it's about enjoying the ring walk, enjoying afterwards, the interviews, because boxing is a little bit like a burger, I think. And I think that the fight is the meat patty. Without it, the burger doesn't mean anything. So I feel like all the other stuff, like, you know, the ring walks, that's adding sauce, that's adding seasoning, that's adding, you know, salad to the burger, and then, you know, having, you know, great support from fans. It's like the extra burger buns. And once you put it all together, you actually have a real burger that you can enjoy. So I'm just putting everything I can to make sure that my burgers taste good, look good, and feel good, because, you know, like I said, it's all about the fight. And all of this stuff's exciting, but I need to make sure that I can fight too. But well, I can. So, yeah.
And while we're talking burgers, you used to work in McDonald's, Waterloo?
No, it was Victoria.
Victoria, sorry about that. Just apologies to the McDonald's branch in Waterloo. And you were working there, you saw Anthony Joshua win gold in the Olympics, and you said, I need to change my life. That's absolutely a bit of me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I remember the break. It was, I think it was like the last thing in the Olympics was Joshua's fight and some sort of race where Usain Bolt was running. And those two things together in that same break where, you know, my manager was shouting at me because I messed up someone's order, and I was just in there just sweating, and then I see those things happen. I said, I don't need this, and I believe in myself, so I can see where I can go. And fortunately, with hard work, dedication, and great opportunities, I managed to make it to the Olympics. So obviously, with that same sort of attitude, I'm trying to turn professional, do the same kind of things.
Obviously, you're going to get a chance to box at all the big shows around the country and Sky Sports, but important as well to work with big brands that are going to push your profile, like JD Sports, and obviously Freddie Cunningham and the guys at AJ Boxing. Anthony Joshua looking after your commercial interests as well. Great partnership to start you off with JD.
Absolutely. I mean, JD is a shop that me and my close friends go to all the time anyway. So now to make sure that I'm the poster boy for the Hackney it's going to be important to me. So when I walk past it, the ones in Hackney and Stratford, see my face. That's the sort of stuff that makes, like I said, the training easier. All this stuff makes it, because it's a hard sport that we're in. So to have partners like JD, you know, boosting the profile makes it all a lot more worthwhile. Like having a lot of media out here, you know, that sort of stuff makes all the training and stuff more worthwhile. So.
Good man. When you talk about poster boys, when I first saw Josh Kelly, I thought, he can't fight, he's far too pretty. I looked at his Instagram, I thought, I can't be. And I spoke to Rob McCracken, I said, you sure about this Josh Kelly? He said, mate, he can fight, and he's tough as nails. Great to have a future coming out of the North East. And Josh, your debut, April the 15th, on the big Ricky Burns Unification Show in Glasgow, teaming up with Adam Booth. And of course now JD Sports, Sky Sports, things are looking absolutely saucy for you.
It's looking saucy, as Lawrence to the right would say it is. Obviously it's going to be hard to follow Lawrence's speech there with the analysis of the burger and everything. I haven't got nothing like that, but all I'd like to say is thank you for JD for coming on board. It's absolutely a massive sponsor, and massive addition to the matchroom sort of stable. I think it's just going to show when we all perform on these big stages, etc., and show our talents off. So can't wait to get out there and start performing, and hopefully we'll come and Matchroom and poster boy Eddie.
Of course, you already are. Tell us about Pretty Boy Kelly. What can we expect? April the 15th, just the start. Seen the style, seen you working with Adam Booth. A lot of exciting nights ahead.
Yeah, sort of a flashy style Adam Booth sort of installed. I already had that sort of flash and flair. So just to carry that on to the pros and sort of and make some memorable nights, especially as the North East has got not much up there at the moment. So hopefully I can bring some back to the North East, and then obviously batting all against the Londoners down here. I think I've been sat at the end of the table because I'm from the North East, but I think that'll soon change after a couple of fights, but we'll see. But yeah, it's all good. I can't wait to get in there and start performing, so looking forward to it.
Good man. The Welsh Wizard, Joe Cordina. I watched this young man fight at York Hall a number of years ago. I thought, I've got to sign this kid. It's taken a long time because he's been so successful in the amateur setup, European champion of course, and a member of the GB team in Rio. The Welsh Wizard, Joe Cordina, welcome. Your first official press conference as a professional, based in Essex now with Tony Sims and the family, and of course keeping those ties with Cardiff, and looking forward to getting started as well.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's, like Eddie said, it's my first press conference, so this is all new to me. But I'd just like, obviously, to say thanks to JD to be a part of that big brand, and them backing me so early on in my career is massive, and I just like to say thanks to them, and obviously Eddie in believing me, Sky Sports giving me the platform to showcase my talent. And obviously I've had a successful amateur career. Didn't do as I hoped in the Olympics, but obviously now we're changing to the pro game, and hopefully I can go all the way and become a world champion in a couple of different weights. So yeah, that's what I plan on doing, and making a statement in the super featherweight division first. So yeah.
Thank you, the Welsh Wizard. We look forward to your rise. Katie Taylor, you're used to this now. Great reception last night. You've worked with a number of big brands in the past, of course. You're a real hero out in Ireland as well, and excited to be working with JD, and of course fighting on Saturday night.
Yeah, I'm absolutely honoured and proud to be working with JD over the next year, and I'm so grateful for the support. And they're obviously a huge brand back in Ireland and the UK, so I'm very, very excited to be working with them over the next few years. But yeah, this is an incredible opportunity for me again on Saturday night, and again a huge platform for me. Like, this is the first time I've had a proper training camp behind me, so I'm feeling fit and strong, and I just can't wait to showcase that on Saturday evening.
Obviously you boxed at Wembley Arena, boxed at Manchester Arena in front of 21,000. We could only get 17,000 in here for you on Saturday, but it feels like more routine now for you, or is it still giving you that huge buzz?
No, I don't think ever really. This is just what dreams are made of, really, to box on big stadiums like this. And I heard great things about Kyoto as well. People are saying it's one of the best stadiums to box in, so I'm just so excited about it. And again, such a big bill. It's an absolute privilege to be given this platform, so I'm very grateful for the opportunity.
Thank you, Katie. And those four, just a sample of the JD fighters moving forward between Matchroom Boxing and JD Sports, and of course Sky Sports as well. And if you've got any laptop access as well, I'd go and look at the odds for these four becoming future world champions. I think it's absolutely nailed on, and we're going to make sure we give them the opportunity to challenge for world championship fights as well. And if you're going to do that, I'll do that with BetSafe, who are our official partner this week for Haye, Bellew. Thank you very much. We're going to have a quick photo up here, and then we're going to roll on with the Undercard press conference. Thank you very much.
Come on, I've got 12 minutes, that first bit. Come a little bit.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, mate. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. A huge show on Saturday night deserves a huge undercard, and what an array of talent we have up here on the stage. Former world champions, young fighters looking to seek world championship shots, current world champions as well, and some of the future stars of the sport. I'm just going to introduce everybody on the table before Adam Smith from Sky Sports asks these guys some questions. Down the end, the thing I love about boxing sometimes is you've got a guy like David Allen up there who was slung right into the deep end against Dillian White and Luis Ortiz. I thought, in these fights, I'm thinking, you know what, this kid can really fight. I know he's tough, but I think we should give him a chance, we should back him. He's excited, he's a great personality. He boxed last week in Hull with first round stoppage, and I said, let's go again on Saturday night. Who can we find at this short notice? I looked round, I looked through BoxRec, and I spoke to the matchmaker, and I thought, David Howe, that's a good fight, 2 Yorkshiremen, 2 young heavyweights who are really up for it and really want to make the most and have a real tear-up. Phoned up David Howe, yes please, done. That's how boxing should be, but doesn't really happen that way very often. So David Howe, well done, and a great opportunity for you on Saturday night. Next to him, a young man from Bermondsey actually, as well as some other people on the card, who is really on the way to big things in the sport, we believe. Light middleweight division, 7-0, has a tough fight on Saturday night against Jack Sellers. Going to be kicking off our broadcast on Sky Sports box office. That's Ted Cheeseman. To his right, well, a guy now I think most of you have got to know in the last 48 hours. Some will like him, some will hate him. Probably most will hate him actually over the last 48 hours. He don't care. People are talking about him. And that's the current WBC light welterweight champion, Silver O'Hara Davis, is in the house. Thank you, O'Hara. Next to him, a guy that needs little introduction, I think one of the finest boxers in world boxing, Hasn't had the most active period, a frustrating period, of course, especially on the Frampton Santa Cruz card, where no fault of his own, didn't end up fighting on that card, and now has the chance to go out and really take some aggression out on young Gargo from Spain on the end. Welcome to him. And that's current IBF featherweight champion Lee Selby. To his right, a young man who I think is a wonderful story and always gives value for money, always gives entertainment, but beyond that, is now becoming a real force in the welterweight division. Sam Eggington, after a defeat to Bradley Skeet, came back in a great fight against Frankie Gadd, one of the fights of the year last year. Now gets an unbelievable chance on Saturday night to defend his WBC international title against Paulie Malignaggi. It's a huge opportunity for him and his career. And of course, welcome as well to Paulie Malignaggi, a guy that's been there, seen it all, got the t-shirt and had huge achievements in the sport. And this is a wonderful fight, a wonderful crossroads fight between Paulie Malignaggi and Sam Eggington that I cannot wait for. O'Hara Davis's opponent, Derry Matthews. You talk about someone that's been there and done it, so has Derry Matthews. A fantastic stalwart for Liverpool boxing, someone who has huge support from the city, will have huge support in the arena on Saturday night, moving up to light welterweight, which I think is going to suit him very well. Huge amount of experience, a big puncher, and a great opportunity for him to fight O'Hara Davis on Saturday night. Katie Taylor, of course, you just saw her up there to announce the big JD deal. What a pleasure to represent Katie Taylor. You have to be very, very careful of imitations in women's boxing, because not all women fighters are going to make the grade, and it's a ruthless world. Some have the style to do it, some have the ability to do it. In my opinion, Katie Taylor is the most entertaining women fighter in world boxing today. And when she came into our office and I started talking to her, looking at the determination in her eye, I wanted to be part of this journey. Fight number 3 on Saturday night at the O2 Arena, and we can't wait to see Katie Taylor in action. Dave Allen, we've talked about. Hilarious, absolutely hilarious individual. What a personality, but let me tell you, he can fight as well. And I'm really excited to get behind this young man's career and see how far it can take us. Big test for him on Saturday night. And welcome, of course, to Adonis Gargo. Welcome, and looking forward to seeing you in action against Lee Selby on Saturday night. Of course, none of this week would be possible without our exclusive broadcast partner, Sky Sports, the number one, unrivaled. And of course, it's a pleasure to pass over for some questions the head of boxing, Adam Smith.
Thanks, Eddie. How exciting is this build-up this week and this wonderful card? Some terrific talent up on the top table today. Johnny said to me earlier when Prince Nassim Hamad was in his pomp, every fighter in that week of action wanted to be on the show. I think that's what's happening now. Everyone wants to be on these big cards. And these are the lucky ones. So let's get straight to them. David Howe, what an opportunity for you at short notice to come down to London and showcase your